Welcome to Center of Light. Clarity, 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 clarity. That's what we should all want to become, is clear, just like this beautiful sphere. So the love and power and light of God begins to move through us unencumbered. I think we have been achieving that through these presentations, at least for me, spending time with you. I think we're coming to a greater degree of understanding of what's happening in the world. Right off the bat, I want to acknowledge this beautiful intro I use. It's so powerful. It's very inviting. It's very tempting. Grabs you, pulls you in, these drums and the power. I also want to say I had Sue Lindsay send me a very cool link today. Speaking of link, what's up, Link? Good to see you, bro. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Center of Light TV. Tonight we're speaking about Center of Light insist, resist, or persist. This came to me this morning. As soon as I woke up, I was impregnated with a packet of light. It's probably been sitting there all night. I just got it this morning. I got the email this morning, the iMail this morning. My sister, Sue Lindsay, I'm going to make it a little cliffhanger. Let's see who's here. Excuse me. Hey, Trisha, Gail, Lynn, Anita, Clifton. Hi, Anita. Everyone on YouTube, let me take a quick peek. No one's here yet. Everybody who's here supposed to be here is here. I do want to share this with you. When you get a chance, follow that link. I'm honored to be in the same boat with these people. Follow that link. It was sent to me today about my new book release, Homecoming: Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Release date July 31st, 2020. This book that I'm speaking about, Homecoming: Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, is a collaboration of my bestseller, The Divine Principle Anchoring Heaven on Earth, my conversation with God for 8 years. With this book, For the Love of God, A Spiritual Journey, about my trip to India to see a holy man. Father, mother, had a baby. And this is the offspring, the onspring, the inspring. Homecoming: Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. It is these two books made together in a 2-volume set. Right now is the first volume. So Keith, if I own the Divine Principle, why do I need to buy Homecoming: Crossing the Bridge to the Soul? Because it shows the unfoldment of writing this book for 4 years, the halfway point. Then I got called to go to India. This point, it shows the unfoldment process as I go between the books of how this all came to be. That in and of itself is very powerful. There is a song being told, a story being told, as we see the up and down of the human dynamic. I just happen to be the example in this case. Hello, Lynn Marie. Let's see who else might be here. Hi, Jeannie Evans. So tonight we're speaking about Center of Light insist, resist, persist. And everyone,
access granted.
Everyone has access. Again, I just posted a link up. Check out that link. Sue Lindsay sent me this today about where my book, new soon-to-be book, is in the movement of the global consciousness. When you go to that link, you will see, for those who are just joining, I'm going to post it again. Hello, Dana. Dana want to go shopping. There's the link again for those just coming into the room. Go there. I am fortunate to be on the same website, right with it, Louise L. Hay. So Homecoming at the bottom is right next to Louise L. Hay. And I want to say again, thank you, Sue Lindsay, for sending me that link. Hello, Kelly Bauman. Tonight is Center of Light, insist, resist, persist. I woke up this morning, had my coffee, sitting there, and all this beautiful dialogue, vibration, love, light. Hello, Dana. Dropped into my consciousness. So I want to read that to you. For those who are new to this, not work, but play. This is the 3 letters you see at my chest level. What they are. Yanava. Ya. God, will, heart, power, passion, fire, divine fire. Na is the mind, intellect, reason, balanced thinking. And Va, V, is the backbone into action. Hello, Brandy. Let's say, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you will be. Hello, Krista Huggins. Hello, Heather. Center of Light, insist, resist, or persist. This came to me this morning with my coffee, getting into my morning dialogue with Spirit. I'm looking for it. This is my contact with Spirit this morning. Hey, girl. And this is what fell into my heart consciousness. I am God, for there is nothing I am not. How could you forgot? You can either resist this or persist this. But I, dear one, insist this. For you to get to bliss, don't miss this window of opportunity.
Access granted.
Go where no man has gone before.
I want to start off by reading you Yanavaism, my new religion. No, it's a way of being that we do religiously. Re-establishing the ancient church. This is my mission statement for the rest of my life. Re-establishing the ancient church. Declaration of the new divine establishment mantra. I am a soul of divine light here on this planet to use my God-given abilities for peace and unity. As an anchor for the prophecy of heaven on earth, I am that which is and will always be. My intent is to be conscious every moment, placing my feet on the path toward the kingdom of my divine birth. It is my birthright of which I now claim. Where I am from, where we are from, this is self mantra. Where I am from, there is no blame, shame, nor game, as I am the sole provider of my infinite in finite. We see ourselves as finite beings, but the infinite is in. So in the finite, we find the invincible. Where I am from, there is no blame, shame, nor game, as I am the sole provider of my infinite experience. No person, place, or thing can affect me in my essence, for I am invincible. My will is to forever move inward, upward, forward, and toward the great central sun, S-U-N-S-O-N. For I am that sun, S-U-N-S-O-N, daughter. And because I give warmth and light to everything, I can never die. I am eternal. My divine principal parent is calling me homeward, and I must go. As I have patiently and powerfully taken steps for eons, I now find myself standing at the garden gate. With every breath, I cross the threshold and into the kingdom of forever. At last I am at peace, for I am a child of the infinite light of God, and so it is. Amen. Hello, Nori Love. I love Nori Love. Paige says, the divine principle went to the surgical center with me today. I kept you in my prayers, darling. The divine principal went to the surgical center with Paige today. Left the house at 6 this morning and got home at 6:30 tonight. Wow. It was comforting. Dear Lord, bless you. It was comforting knowing I had the divine principal with me. Wow, what a lovely support heart gesture. Thank you. It feels that way to me as well. I feel like you do, that this was given to me. Not through me, but simply given to me. And that I could share it. Center of Light insists. This came to me this morning during my coffee. Insist. Spirit insist. Insist. I want to say that again. I want to use my hand again. I want to make that face again. Because it's all part of the language. Spirit insist. Hear ye, ding, ding, ding. Heads up, I insist. As a master, magical, majestic support system, I insist. Center of Light insists. We can either resist or we can persist. I am now going to post into the forum. If you have not yet pre-ordered Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, do that. Do that, do that, do that. Most of my work I'm going to be sharing tonight is going to be coming from Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Moving forward. I'm going to save that for after. Yeah. My name is Keith Anthony Blanchett Yanava. It's good to see you. I want to post something on YouTube. One moment. Hi, Sue Lindsay. Thank you for that beautiful link. She says I couldn't get to you on Facebook. All right. How many people are beginning to understand? At least more than you have before. Not that you didn't understand before, but is the door widening for you? Is the consciousness widening for you? Well, I'm not sure if what's happening on the outside, if it's actually real or not. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Is there really what's being told to us happening? It doesn't matter. It could be. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a mixed bag. It doesn't matter. You're a full bag. Or you're understanding the play in the world without labeling any event or any persons or person as a this or that. Do you understand? And can you simply see a movement of divine energy? And if it takes you to squint, you have to try and effort a little bit, that's beautiful as well. But now that you have an actual glimpse of God, what you seeing happening on the outside of your life is God completing karma. Nothing will be left incomplete. Nothing. Nothing will be left incomplete. Kelly says, yes, it is widening. God bless you. What you see moving outside here, it's like the angel of death in the Ten Commandments movie. It is sent by God. If we follow biblical literature, it is sent by God. God sent the angel of death. And if you don't have the lamb's blood over your door. So what you see as this angel of death, Shiva, whatever aspect in Christianity you want to call it, the Spirit of God is moving upon the earth. Not only is it creating destruction, it's also creating construction. So we need to follow instruction to be able to structure ourselves as Spirit insists, that we don't resist, that we persist in our spiritual development. Hello, Angela. Right? So the Spirit of God, strange it looks, doesn't it? On the outside, the Rona, the politicians, the this and the that's. These are all, you may not like it, but there's nothing you can do about it. You can tell your mom and your dad there's nothing they can do about it either. What you see happening on the outside of you is the many different faces and or facets of God. How does that taste on your tongue? You want to see God moving? Look outside in the world. Nothing will be left undone. Absolutely nothing will be left undone. These people who suddenly leave the world, be it a this way or a that way, a coronavirus way, a needless killing way, this or that. This is not painting favor nor any of that. Do you think these people are victims? There could have been a different path that we all have taken, especially the person who would claim victimhood. The one who just got killed would say so. But when he gets to the other side, he's not saying, oh my God, I can't believe this man killed me. He's going to be thinking, dear Lord, thank you for showing me the light, the karma I had to complete with on that dark, spooky night. Right? So what's happening in the world is all a play of divine energy. It's called Leela, divine sport. It's a game being played. Unless you play yourself, then you become a pawn to the nonsense. But as you stumble up on that which is the most sense, the inner sensibility, you will see what's moving in the world. You will call it God. And it creates a great reverence and a great respect. Oh my God, the Spirit of God is moving upon the land of Egypt, and the firstborn is going to die. Kind of thing. We call it Rona. Macarona. Or whatever it may be. Something is happening, and how people are passing, be it violence, be it illness, is all irrelevant. Keith, how many people died of the Rona? It's irrelevant. How many people died? It's all irrelevant. You go tell that to their loved ones. They don't care how their loved one passed. They care that their loved one passed. So when we get past all the nonsense, it creates meaning and not distortions of light. It creates light, not distortions. The Spirit of God is moving upon the earth like never before. This is the time of Scripture and lore. It's always been talked about. From the days of yore and forevermore, these stories will be told. Did you know that Buddhist monks, when they read their scripture, they've been doing it so long they can recite the whole thing. They don't do that. They actually, after 35 whatever years being a monk, when they read their daily scripture, they read it. They don't just Om Sri Saram Guru Devadat Om Shara. They don't go into that. They read the actual text from beginning to end because it's carrying down a lineage of divinity. That lineage is not supposed to ever be broken. You ever thought about that? It's the living word, at least one of them. So when we see the living word moving among us, practice this. This is a beautiful chance to meld and mold and unify in the cave of Samadhi with God. Hello, Melinda. Link. Karen Cox. Hi, it's been a while. Cheryl Ann. All right, keep moving forward. My brother Link says, I've never liked games in general. Not a competitive person. Right on, brother. I'm kind of standing this one out. Dig that. Do you see God moving? When you do, play the game with yourself. I don't know if I see that. Well, that's okay. Just tell yourself when these things happen, on whatever level, to whatever degree, that's God moving. And nothing will be left incomplete. Nothing will be left undone. Hence, the aspect of God in the Hindu tradition is called Shiva, the destroyer. People's lives are being destroyed, being burnt away. And out of that becomes a newness, a renewing, a renewal, a restoration, a refurbishing, a rebuilding of a new world. Sadly, that some people have to actually be the catalyst for that change. But they don't. These people have chosen to come here to be a part of that change. Worst that can happen is I'm going to die whatever yesterday's date was. And in this way, to teach whoever's around me about my dying in this way. My best case scenario is understanding the movement of God as I am describing to you now upon the earth, all of your life, not only in this period. You get a little more grace. You get to stay a little longer and be a little stronger. Melinda says, I'll take some lime with that Corona. All right, good to see you folks. I'm going to take a little bit of pause. Center of light. Insist. Spirit is insisting something. And this choice of resist or persist. So we're going to explain, I'm going to share with you about how to fall in non-resistance into persistence. I want to persist. I want to persevere in this way. But how do I put myself into gear? I want to persist. I'll share that with you. Carl Laparo, Keith Anthony Blanchett, Yanava, Yah Heart God Will, Power, Divine Fire, Passion. That roll up your sleeves kind of thing and get your fingers dirty. Fixing a car kind of thing. Getting raw in there with a wrench. Monkey wrench. And Na is the mind, the clarity. We all want to be that, clear of mind. So when the Yah of God, the light of God, moves through the mind, beautiful things begin to happen. It's always been that way. Let the love of God fall upon you. It's always been that way. Time to celebrate who you are. You are perfect in every way. But we won't see that until we move the cloud that shrouds the mind. Va is the backbone. Taking action, being erect in your life. Hello, male energy that exists in everyone, including the women. Being erect. I'm in it. I want it. I'm ready to go at it. You carry this cyclical, spiritual, divine energy in your nature. Something will happen to you in a matter of a moment. Make love with yourself. Touch yourself. Touch your soul. That's what I mean by touch yourself. However you choose. Win or lose, love song or the blues. Stanky feet or brand new shoes. It's all up to you. What's up, Chris? Tonight we're speaking about center of light. Insist, spirit, insist you do something with all love. It's insisting about your resisting or your persisting. Some people persist and resist. You push against a football player because you're trying to resist. By nature, the football player will push back. There becomes a clash of the titans. Your head will start to hurt after a couple of bumps on your noggin. We're going to be speaking about how to move into persistence and out of resistance. I'm going to share with you what resistance could be for you. The picture may be painted differently for everyone. But my hope is that I deliver a very heartfelt message which is applicable all across the board. And bring forth to you a beautiful light sword as we begin to awaken the divine Lord within ourselves. I'll see you shortly. Here you go, perfect in every way. Let the love of God fall upon you. My spiritual band, Lavender Soul. Check it out. Lyrics are redonkulous. See you shortly.
There's a world apart. time to know what you are. So let the love of God on you. It's always been that way. It's time to celebrate what you are. Perfect in every way. So it's up to you, a choice to make, to promise yourself you'll celebrate. There's a time to trust, and a time to love, and a time to know who you are. So let the love of God on you. It's always been that way. It's time to celebrate who you are. Perfect in every perfect in every So it's up to you, a plan to make, to promise yourself you'll celebrate. There's a time to love, and a time to trust, and a time to know you are loved. Time to know you are loved. So let the love of God on you. It's always been that way. It's time to celebrate what you are. It's time to celebrate who you are. It's time to celebrate that you are.
The more you love yourself, the more you will hear that vibration last forever. The more you love yourself, the more that very vibration will vibrate you into the garden of your soul. Did you follow that note back to your soul? Did you? Are you? Are you trying? Every day, efforting to be easy. I hope that you learn how to effort to be easy. Hello, Debbie Garcia. That which lives inside of you is called infinity. And that word does not paint the picture either. That's how powerful you are. It lives inside of you. That which is inside of you creates worlds and universes. Chew on that stick of gum. And the full flavor is going to be your spiritual dynamite. Kaboom. And the flower opens up. And the shower of grace falls upon you. Let the love of God fall upon you. Dear Lord. It's always been that way. Time to celebrate who you are, perfect in every way. From my new book, soon to be released, I am happy to say thank you, Sue Lindsay, across the pond. She sent me this in her research or happened upon it. Either way, I'm grateful. This link, which I just posted, how this book, soon to be released July 31st, 2020, is moving through the global brain in the media arena. Please pre-order this book. Share my work, our play. From homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. Spirit and I are having a dialogue. Spirit and I are having a dialogue. Spirit says, Keith, this is about tonight's presentation is Center of Light. Spirit insist. I want to read you what I got this morning over coffee. And my coffee meditation, Spirit sat in me, sits in all of us. I just learned to hear. Said to me, I am God, for there is nothing I am not. How could you have forgot? You can either resist this or persist this. But dear one, I insist this. For you to get to the bliss, don't miss this window of opportunity. Spirit says from homecoming, my new book, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Keith, I see you wanting to get higher, but as many aspects of your life are becoming finalized, I also observe the fear that is causing you to resist the changes that are taking place. Hello, lockdown. My son, change is inevitable. Just wait and see. The more you close the old doors of your life, the more new ones will open for you. And I say, or ask, so how do I get comfortable enough, despite my fears, to walk confidently through those doors? All you can do is prepare yourself for what may lie ahead. The clearer you become by doing self-work, the fewer fears will crop up, and no matter what door you find yourself approaching, you will begin to recognize it for the opportunity it is. Indeed, as the path you are seeking begins to announce itself with more and more certainty, you will not feel comfortable unless you walk it. Hello, Tiffany Johnson. You already know this, all of you. This search you have embarked upon pulls at your heartstrings. It nudges you to keep moving towards God's peace. And I ask the question, but what if it turns out, this is an honest, beautiful, powerful, simple, subtle, powerful question. But what if it turns out I am not on the right path? Good question. This is a common worry for most spiritual aspirants. But the truth is that no one can ever get off the path that is meant for him or her. If someone feels that they have strayed, this concern of theirs will put them right back on it. Here is the path. Just stay present at all times. Just stay in the present moment at all times. It is this awareness of the now that will keep you from being caught off guard by events that, the stuff out here, by events that in the past would have caused you to react. It's not accurate to think that you can deviate from your life's design. The fact is that not recognizing the path is actually part of your path. No matter what road you take, your life is in my hands. When we understand who walks beside us, we will never be afraid again. No matter what road you take, your life is in my hands. But when you worry and try to control your life, it is as if you're trying to yank it out of my hands, insinuating that I cannot do the job well enough. If that is your position, I assure you there will come a day when you will wish that you had trusted in God from the very beginning. Hello, Linda. Tiffany says, hello and thank you for your messages. I needed to be here tonight. And I needed you. Thank you, dear. And I say to Spirit, but it's such a challenge for me to let go of my wants. God continues, Keith, you are not alone. There are many that think that they know what will give them peace, but yet, even when they get what they think will do it, it turns out that peace is not a permanent part of the package. Tell me, Keith, why do you think peace is so difficult for people to reach? That question, I'm going to launch that question to you. And I'm not asking you, in fact, I am asking you to not come up with an answer. Let me read this question to you. This question is not a question in the form of the English language. It's a vibrational experience of the truth. It is a fragment, and in that fragment is all of the truth, provided you are chasing a rabbit into a divine hole to become whole, which is derivative of the word holy. Here's that powerful question. I insist that you don't resist, but you allow yourself to persist and letting this question take you further into yourself. As soon as you come up with an answer, you've missed it and you've shut the door. When answers begin to arrive, don't judge it, feel it. If it doesn't feel like the all of you yet, dismiss it. When it begins to feel like more of you, dismiss it as well. When it begins to feel like the all of you, simply ask yourself a brand new question. Now what? That question I want to pose to you is this. Why do you think peace is so difficult for people to reach? Hello, Tony. Simple question. It's rhetorical. It does not require an answer. It requires you to fall in yourself. Spirit insists that you don't resist, but that you persist in following this question all the way to your soul. If you think you have an answer for it, you have shut the door. Why do you think peace is so difficult for people to reach? Taste that for a moment. If thoughts come, you've missed it. You've launched yourself into the monkey. Why do we think peace is so difficult for people to reach? Stay with it. Stay with it honestly and sincerely. No answer. Stay in the vibration of that question. Why is peace so difficult for people to reach? Follow the question all the way to the answer. God is the answer within, without question. God is the answer without question. Follow the rabbit into the hole. Why is peace so difficult for people to reach? Because they have breached their contract with God. Hello. And I say to Spirit, because somehow all of our wanting has managed to divert us away from you. Exactly. You have listened well, grasshopper. Have there not been times when you tried and tried to get what you want until you were utterly frustrated? What's up, Ricky Vito? Hello, Dina. And I say, yeah, I would get tired of trying and say, forget it. Spirit continues, and how many times have you thought that what you wanted was never going to show up, only to hear me say, here it is. You see, peace was there for you all along, but until you decided to release your self-inflicted burden of want, all you've got for your efforts was a stressed mind, emotional conflict, and physical exhaustion. For what reason beats me? I speak now to all my children. What you must understand before you can fulfill your passions is the difference between wants and desires. I know this may sound contradictory, but it is not, because wants are having to have energies, and desires are, God, you are my peace, and if it is your will, this would be nice energies. When you believe the former will bring you peace rather than God, who is peace itself, you negate any chance that your desires will be fulfilled. When you choose God as a primary force and focus in your life, all things will move toward you, not only because of the magnetic light you radiate, but because within God all things exist. As soon as you allow me, meaning God, to take up full-time residence in both your mind and heart, you will flourish. Hello, Karen. So how do we begin to move into a persisting space versus a resisting place? The world outside of you right now is the is the angel of death sent by God. And it's moving all about the world and all of its beautiful guises. Corona, rioting, this, that. You don't have to like it. It doesn't matter. The truth does not budge for anyone because it is happening. And because it is happening, nothing outside of God's permission can ever be. Nothing outside of God's permission can ever be. So, in this way, if we choose to see, we see the Spirit of God moving upon the earth as in the time of Egypt. This is our Exodus. Are we exiting the old world? The Spirit of God is moving. The hand of God is moving. The firstborn of Egypt, many people are dying in this new land we're crossing over the river of Jordan. Homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. My new release coming out soon. Go to Amazon and look up Keith Anthony Blanchard, Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. As we're crossing into the land of Jordan. Because the angel of death is falling upon the land of Egypt right now. And some people are truly making their exodus. We are. Sadly, many people are the catalyst for such lesson. For those who live in blessing. Many people are on spiritual contract. Karma. Nothing will be incomplete. No stone is going to be unturned. And it's your turn, your cosmic divine turn, to choose the this or the that. So how do you most accurately choose what you think is the best this or that? By realizing that you are the other one. The one who is able to choose from the this or the that. Who is that being, that energy, that frame of awareness, that reference point inside that says, I can choose this or that? What is that third component? That is the most powerful question you can ever ask of yourself. Ever. Ever. Who is this one behind the this and the that? That is your divine birthright. In fact, that is exactly what you are, because I just took you and grabbed you and threw you into the moving river. In my imagining with you to say, who is this person choosing this or that? Who is this being or consciousness choosing the this or the that? You found yourself in another reference point. Did you not? Simply by me instigating this idea, this possibility? Well, of course you did. There you have it. Now the rest of your life, your task is to be in that place and stretch it open to infinity. You can only be in infinity when you're in yourself and move through the finite inwardly to infinity. You can never understand the majesty of God until you understand the simpleness of yourself. There is no other way. There's only one path. There are many paths to the one path. Spirit insists you can either resist or you can persist in your practice of getting on the path to infinite. What is that? Understanding that you're on a journey of infinity to absolutely nowhere. Because where we're all trying to get to is actually here. Always remember this. Be here now. Be here now. There is nothing else. This is the door to spirit. It's the God door. Be here now. But you already lost it. The door's shut. Well, I think you lost it. It already shut. Be here now. Okay. You're putting your key in the door. Be here now. Ah, there's a door before me and I have a key in my hand. A golden key to a golden door. And now you start to insert it. Ah, I'm starting to get it. I am not resisting. I am persisting in my efforts to use this tool we call a key of understanding, and put it into the golden door of the garden. And now that you integrate that, you begin to turn the key. You begin to see how to actually turn the key. And then you move it to graduation. I know it without a doubt. In my consciousness, I am truly stepping over the halfway point into the river of forever. I can feel it inside. Many of you are feeling it inside. Everyone has their measurement stick. You will know it by the degree of love and joy you have in your life. Spirit insists that you no longer resist this, but that you persist this. That way you will find yourself in the bliss. But don't miss this opportunity. Don't miss this opportunity. Do you love yourself? Where you have no joy, you are not loving yourself, and you are not seeing the presence of God. One more song. I'm going to be right back. Robert, my brother. Hello, Karen. We're saying hi to Karen. I'm going to be right back. Center of Light. Insist. You can either resist or persist. You push against a football player, he will push back. Whatever you think, whatever team you're rooting for, it's irrelevant. You push against a football player, he will push back. Likewise, life is your opponent. When you own it and jump up on it, there's no longer a this, it's a this. What a beautiful lesson. From this, and then together you become this. That's a language. Check it out. I just painted out a language of a higher order. It's all inclusive. Check out the language and the dialogue that is inherent in this. There's a lot to that. Do you hear your parent calling? How did you understand? And those three animations, those gestures from me, something way beyond me just moving my body. What is that? What is that? What is that understanding? This dialogue that we had telepathically, and I used my words and my body movement, only to not use my words any longer, nor my body movement, for you and I to have a language understanding. We've crossed a language barrier to know that this and this means this, which means an ever-expanding that. It's all a philosophy. It's a way of seeing and being. And suddenly, the new world appears. It's freeing of oneself. Ancient Chinese philosophy. I want to share with you how you can get out of resisting the current. Spirit insists that if you persist, you will get out of resist. How? Here's a diagram for you. Hello, Joni. Hello, Darlene. What do you think? Let's say we have a tiger and there's a cage. It's a rhetorical question. There's a tiger and there's a cage. There's a tiger in the cage. What do you think holds the tiger in the cage? Don't answer the question. Be the observer. Don't answer the question. Let me ask the question again. What do you think holds the tiger in the cage? Don't answer the question. Play my game with me, please. Don't answer the question. What holds the tiger in the cage? And so the one question, the one answer that shows up, yeah, it makes sense. That has to be what holds the tiger in the cage. And you think you're right, but you're not. Because the obvious answer is, well, the bars of the cage hold the tiger in itself. Makes sense, right? Well, obviously, it's the bars that holds the tiger. It's not the bars. It's the empty space. Have you ever thought about that? It's not the bars. It's the empty space between the bars. You stretch out the space between the bars, the tiger can walk right through. You put those bars closer together, the tiger is trapped. So now you see from a different perspective. That different perspective is what Spirit insists in this presentation tonight. Center of Light insists you can resist or persist. It's not the bars, it's the space. And you never thought about that. And it changes your whole dynamic and it shatters the illusion of the monkey in the mind. Ooh, obviously this is space. How powerful is that, and what is that thing that we have always overlooked and never given credence to? Credence? Creed? Being with a creed? It's another language entirely. It looks like the bars, but it isn't. It's the empty space. Check that out. How you like that for a parallel? The empty space between the bars of the prison of the mind. The empty space that lives in all of us, God, that contains everything, the nothing, the empty space, is what allows our tiger to slip through the bars of the mind, the prison. And the warden is ourselves. As above, so below. On forever it will go. Hello, Janie. Everyone, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to close out this show. Stick around. Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. New release coming out July 31st, 2020. It would truly warm my heart if you go to Amazon.com, look up Keith Anthony Blanchard, Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, and pre-order this 30 years of my passion, my love, my Yah. Yah. And every day I implement my Na. And I use my Va to carry out the will of my divine parent. We're all being called home. Doesn't mean you have to die. It means you have to live. Are you willing to give all of you? Is the question.
can let go. I lay surprised at the simpleness of her soul. Wasting away in a sea of uncertainty, she had stayed with me for days. I needed love in so many different ways. And as I watched, she floated through the room. And as I cried, she was there to dry them too. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Never leave. Angel of love, will you always be with me, so I can let go? Reveal to me the beauty of your soul. I turned away, her light was so blinding, the energy of her love. She said goodbye and turned into a dove. As I watched, she floated through the room. And as I cried, she was there to dry them too. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Never leave. She turned to me, told me life was not too easy unless you can let go. Reveal to me the beauty of your soul.
Welcome back to Center of Light on this beautiful sacred night. Do you feel sacred? Just asking a simple question. Do you feel sacred? Through this time, which is the most greatest time in not only human history, universal history, that which is going to be written about. It's already been written. God is infinite. But we're actually playing out the dynamic of how in a future timeline it all happened. Hello, human hero. It seems like we're living down this gradation of a timeline. That is true, but only for the monkey mind. Beyond that is this, which is the creator of worlds and universes. If you are a believer in the Christ, get your Jesus sandwich on and eat the whole sandwich. Put extra mayo on it. Lose yourself so much in the Christ that what you know as yourself dies, so the Christ within you can be born. You feel me? Do you feel me? If you're a Buddhist, find yourself in the teachings of the peace and love of the Buddha, so much so as you move deeper in to yourself. Inward is upward, upward is forward, forward is toward a beautiful possibility. Lose yourself. Let the you that you know that thinks you know exactly what's happening die. I can keep on. Islam, Muslim, Zoroastrianism, Sikhism. It's all the same path. There's only one path. There are many paths to the one path. My new release coming out July 31st, 2020. Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Beautiful cover. Moving out of the dynamic of the darkness of the world, crossing in the bridge of light to the soul. I am definitely that guy. Sounds like a bragging point. Okay, I got your attention. That's me. I'm moving greatly into the light. Are you? We all are. The possibility is for all of us. This world is dead for those who choose the world to be dead. And in so doing, you cross the bridge and you become that person. So you see, Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, is not just a book. It's an extension of myself. I am this book. This is just text, paper, and ideas that one can choose on their downtime, hello vacation, to read something. A beautiful possibility about oneself. Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul is not just a book. It's a beautiful possibility that belongs to everyone. It is your birthright. That being said, I'm falling inside. Beautiful possibilities. That's almost limiting. What is happening to you is being stamped into the library Dewey Decimal System of forever. Many changes are afoot. Beyond that, many changes are happening within all of you from head to foot. You're not aware of them just yet. Because as the vessel had said just a bit ago, you're playing the linear game because of your mind. When you become clear, like that sphere he always presents to you, in the presence or the presence of it, you get a gift. A gift that will lift you beyond all understanding. If you're trying to understand a something about a something, you are closing the door. The true something you are wanting is nothing. That implies giving up of your wants, letting go. I want to let go because I'm tired of holding on to a something. I'm going to let go into the nothing. I want to give up my wants. I no longer have a want. I want for nothing. As above, so below, on forever it will go. The giving up, an effortlessness. You will know when it's time to engage. Unconsciously will always lead you to be enraged. You will know by the joy that resounds itself in your life. When you move into strife, strife you will have. And you will have an abundance of it. When push comes to shove it, depending on how you lean, you will glean. See what we mean? You are provided for. Some people are trying to show you how you are divided for. What do you choose? If you struggle, effort, and or fight, or even as much as disagree, Disagree means, what if there was never a Is that possible? You may say, well, that's not. I will always have my own opinions. Is no longer disagreeing a seeing and a state of being for you? It is a possibility. It was brought to your attention. Was it not? So it does exist. Now what? What are you going to do with that? Are you going to move more into that? That I will be in such a space within myself, I will no longer even disagree. I will just honor. That's the garden, the Christ, the Buddha, the Krishna, the this, the that, your grandmother, your grandfather, that everyone before you that had something beautiful to say has been saying. Have you been playing in that river of consciousness? Spirit insists that you get out of resist and persist in your spiritual practice. All the teachers before you have said, I am the way, the truth, the hope, the light, and the life. Not only the Christ, the Buddha said this himself in many different ways by the exemplary life that he has lived. The Krishna, the same. Paramahansa Yogananda, the same. Swamiji Visvayogi, the same. So forth and so on. It is all the ways the same. Deep inside, we're all the same by the band Styx. Welcome to the Grand Illusion. Come on in and see what's happening. Pay your price, get your tickets for the show. Are you participating way too much? Or are you anticipating just right? You're one who exists in the Goldilocks zone. The porridge is neither too hot nor too cold. I am the one in the middle and the nothing, where all potential and possibility lies, and that is the truth. Lies, and that is the truth. Lies, and the truth. The truth lies within. There are changes that are happening on levels that are yet to reveal themselves to you as the Spirit of God wins its way all upon the earth right now. And if you're focusing on death and destruction, doesn't mean that you're leaving your compassion. It means that you're leaving the mind and what it thinks compassion is. And when you understand that this is all a beautiful unfoldment for your sake and your sake alone, not for the world's sake. Have you mistaken what we've been trying to say? All of this has been designed and created for no one else but yourself. When you initiate that spark, integrate that spark, graduate into that divine fire, higher you will find yourself acquire something beyond not only want and desire. Dear Lord, you have no idea what awaits you. Do you feel me? Its name is not Jesus. Its name is not Buddha. Its name is not this, nor is it a that. Hello, Claudia. She says, halo. I love it. I love that. Halo. Hello, Tamara. Robert Harrison says, mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. If your eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord, whoever you are, and it does not look like you, you haven't seen it yet. If you claim you have seen the Lord, when you look in the mirror, if it does not look like you, now what? You have not seen it yet. You are loved beyond measure. Can you hear the profound, deafening silence that not only exists within you, that is you? It holds your body, mainframe, matrix, structure together. That's what you should be listening for. And you will only hear it when you're quiet. Your love beyond measure. Peace, love, and light.